On Wednesday, April 16th, the Finnish government made an announcement confirming that its eastern border with Russia will remain closed indefinitely. This decision follows the closure of Finland's land borders with Russia, which was implemented in late 2023 in response to an increase in migrant arrivals from various countries, including Syria and Somalia. Finnish officials have accused Moscow of using migration as a tool to exert pressure on Finland, particularly in light of the Nordic country's recent accession to the NATO military alliance. The Kremlin, however, has categorically denied these allegations. In a statement, the Finnish government expressed concerns regarding the potential resurgence and escalation of what they refer to as instrumentalized migration. They indicated that the threat of such migration could re-emerge, reminiscent of previous incidents. To monitor the situation, the government committed to regularly reviewing the status of the border closure and indicated that they would consider amending or revoking this decision if it no longer posed a serious threat to national security or public order. To further bolster its border security, Finland has enacted an exceptional emergency law, which grants authorities the power to reject asylum applications from migrants attempting to cross the closed eastern border with Russia, allowing them to be sent back to their countries of origin. The Finnish government noted that the closure of the border has remained in effect under the same conditions for approximately 1 year. Consequently, they deemed it necessary to reassess both the content of the decision and the underlying circumstances that prompted it. In addition, in March, the Finnish government proposed an extension of a temporary law that permits border guards to refuse entry to asylum seekers under certain conditions. This legislation, referred to in Finnish media as the pushback border law, came into effect last July and can be activated for 1-month intervals in designated areas, but only when Finland's sovereignty and national security are perceived to be under threat. Critics, including legal experts, have argued that this law contravenes Finland's international human rights obligations and its own constitution, a concern that the government has acknowledged. Nevertheless, officials maintain that both the decision to keep the border closed and the temporary border security law have successfully achieved their intended objectives, as the influx of instrumentalized migration, which began in November 2023, has ceased for the time being.